please direct your attention to your listening device for the show that believes there is no such thing as useless sports knowledge. This is the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, sports trivia for those of us who rode the pine. I'm your host, Bohmbach, and this is episode 355, the same number of career wins for Greg Maddux, and the number of miles in NASCAR's Cheez-It 355 at the Glen. Today's game will feature the Benchwarmer team of Walling and Snyder versus Benchwarmer Dave, and assistant coach for our Patreon team, and a longtime listener and supporter, Tim Simplot. Tim, welcome back to the bench. I want you to take a minute to let us know what you've been up to since your last appearance.
Thanks for having me back, you guys. What I've been up to is I turned 60 just 6 days ago. So still older than David. That would have been a good name for team name. Still older than David. To celebrate, about a week before that, my wife and I went on an 8-day Caribbean cruise.
Ooh.
We're at 60, but at that time, pretty much 60. I was about 10 to 15 years younger than everybody else on that ship. We were feeling pretty young on that ship. And the highlight of one of the many highlights in the trip is there was an 80s music game show. And if you ever wanted to see anybody dominate like never dominated before, I dominated in this 80s music trivia contest.
Nice.
I love the 80s music.
Nice.
My favorite teams, Minnesota Gopher Hockey by far and away number one. Number two is actually now the Minnesota Wild, who are playing, I think as we speak right now, 8 o'clock Central Time here on today. I already told Dave this. I'm not very good at current sports. I'm old, so I remember watching sports in the 70s, 80s, 90s. In fact, I see Josh's hat. One of my all-time favorite teams was the 81 Sixers. Wasn't it with Dr. J and Moses Malone, Andrew Toney, Bobby Jones? I love that team that won the title that year. Oh, and Maurice Cheeks, I think, was the guard. Anyway, so I'm really good. I'm better at definitely like 70s, 80s, 90s stuff. If it's current or anything like fantasy football related, I will be useless.
Oh, then we'll couple just fine then, Tim.
All right.
So, well, happy birthday, and yeah, it's good to have you back. And I'm still not convinced. You say you're older than David. I don't think any of us believe that, even in the slightest. You can claim that, but we're quite certain he's 152.
It's pretty much Methuselah and then David.
David is 59 in dog years. It's okay. You've got him beat.
We're having him carbon dated next week.
Another team name would have been I Babysat David.
Honestly, if he went by Carbon David, I love that.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Oh, well, Dave, let us know how you are doing and what your and Tim's team name is going to be.
Oh, man. I was feeling pretty good, and then I got some type of sinus infection, I don't know, earlier today. So I've been kind of just zonked, especially I've had a lot of theater stuff over the past couple days, too. So I've been running myself ragged, but not like that's any different. So, yeah, I've been enjoying the craziness around here. And actually, I'm going to kick it back over to Tim because he's the one that ultimately came up with the full team name. And it's pretty darn good.
So we were chatting that I have never and will never act my age. So like I said, I just turned 60. I don't act my age, but I am feeling my age. And then Dave said that, he does some wrestling, so he's feeling 60. And then he did look up some athletes who have worn number 60. And it looks like when this player first started playing the NFL, he did wear number 60, but then had to change his number. That's Otto Graham. And so we went with Feeling Automatic.
My favorite Pointer Sisters song.
And Walling and Snyder, let us know how you guys are doing and what your team name is.
Yeah. Well, riding a little bit high, speaking of the Sixers, Tim, on the Sixers' first win over the Boston Celtics since the 1982 season in the playoffs. They actually won it in 83.
83, my mistake.
Yeah, but 81, they were very good in 81 as well. Very good in 81, but I think they lost to the Celtics that season. But hey, by the time this airs, maybe none of this will matter. But who knows? Maybe the Timberwolves and the Sixers will be facing off in the finals. One can hope, right? But as far as me, speaking of six, I've lost 6 games in a row. I like that. We like not to talk about streaks on this show when they're good, but when they're bad, we can talk about them all we want because we got to break this streak. I like to think of myself as a glue guy. Just watch the Kentucky Derby and maybe a glue guy, but I don't want to be bound for the glue factory. So I'm hoping that me and Walling can pull this one out before he goes on hiatus. So over to you, Walling.
Yeah, I've been reprimanded by human resources for my last episode where I just accused David of saying unsightly things towards me. And so because of that, they are putting me on a paid suspension. Actually, they're tripling my pay for what I did and then suspending me. Yeah, that's the crazy thing is when you triple zero, it's still zero.
We don't get paid.
Yeah, well, Nolan has his first baseball game tomorrow, so we're dialed up for that. The kids at least know what the different positions on the field are, but that may be about where the ability ends. Yeah, Josh mentioned I've got a work assignment that will be taking me away for about a month. So I have actually to do a bunch of reading, really, really exciting reading, page turners. Just actually all I have to do is read the Da Vinci Code like 15 times between now and the end of May. But I am in the spirit of that and the spirit of the Kansas City Chiefs. We just decided to have a play on a guy who had one irrationally good touchdown season. So we're going to be reading Dwayne Bowe.
All right, so we have feeling automatic versus reading Dwayne Bowe. All right, well, let's kick it over to Benchwarmer Emeritus Dan for the rules.
The game will consist of 4 quarters of play, each with a different trivia style. The styles of quarters 1 through 3 will change from show to show, and I will explain them to you as we go along. Like any good sporting event, we will have a halftime show after the second quarter with entertainment questions. And in the fourth quarter, our teams will wager from their points accumulated to see who are today's clipboard captains, to be honored like the true benchwarmers they are. All right, let's get this game underway.
All right, today's first quarter will be Sporting Haiku.
Sporting Haiku. For this quarter, there will be 4 questions in haiku form. Each question is worth 25 points.
Haiku number 1. Lockdown defender called out Denver for bad D, led Wolves in game 6.
We're checked in.
All right, feeling automatic is checked in, so reading Dwayne Bowe, you guys can talk it out.
Josh, you look like you were about to send me something.
Maybe. I was thinking Io, but I'm getting confused between the one that's on the Saturday Night Live and the one that's plays for the Wolves.
Is it McDaniels?
Oh, it is McDaniel. So yeah, it's not Io anyway. I just so many of the Wolves got injured.
I was gonna say Jalen, and that is 94% of the NBA, and so I had to go to the last name, knowing that wouldn't. I couldn't remember it was but I do remember Josh talking about this, or maybe me reading about it, and then Josh talking about how much he loved it. So I think it's McDaniels,
but not Josh McDaniels.
Right. His cousin Jalen McDaniels.
What are you checking in with?
Checking in with Jalen McDaniels.
Okay, and feeling automatic, what did you guys have for an answer?
Well, if we're just going by last names, it's McDaniels, but his first name is Jaden McDaniels. But yeah, we checked in with Jaden McDaniels.
We over Jalen'd it.
We did over Jalen it.
I mean, technically, you answered the question wrong by giving more information than you needed to.
Yeah, don't give us credit for it.
So unfortunately, only one team will be getting points because the correct answer is Jaden McDaniels. And did you know that Jaden McDaniels' mother is a cousin of former NBA player Juwan Howard?
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Well, now you do.
So his mother was a cousin, so that would mean Jaden is a first cousin once removed.
Correct.
Does it count that Jalen is Jaden's older brother, apparently, that I just looked up?
Damn it, McDaniels.
All right, let's move on to Haiku 2. an 8-time All-Star, 80s RBI leader, and 83 champ.
Love it. Love it. Let's do it. We'll check it in.
All right, feeling automatic is checked in. So reading Dwayne Bowe, you guys can talk it out.
I think it's actually Eddie Murray, not Cal Ripken.
Would make more sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think Ripken made a lot more All-Star teams than.
Yeah, I think so too. He made pretty much the entire 90s. Yeah, I'm good with Eddie Murray. Or Murray. Maybe we just leave it at Murray this time.
Maybe they think he was referring to Detroit Lions kicker Eddie Murray.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy. Check it. No. Okay, we'd go with Murray.
Murray.
Murray, the agent of the Flight of the Conchords.
Yes.
Check it in.
All right, and feeling automatic, what did you guys have?
We both actually messaged each other at the exact same time. I never knew Cal Ripken to be as much of an RBI guy as Eddie Murray. So Dave messaged me, it's Eddie Murray, and I exact same time messaged him, is that Eddie Murray? So yes, we are checking in with the one who I believe never spoke to the media when he played, Eddie Murray.
Well, both teams are getting their points. Correct answer is Eddie Murray. Murray had 996 RBI during the 1980s. The only other players with at least 900 RBI during the decade were Dale Murphy and Mike Schmidt, who had 929, and Dwight Evans, who had exactly 900.
Cal Ripken has an insane amount of all-star appearances. I think he's third with 19.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to haiku number 3. 22 years old, youngest men's career Grand Slam, Aussie Open champ.
Hey, Josh.
Yes, sir.
I really don't know what Eddie was doing, leaving those 4 RBIs on the table to make it a nice round 1,000, but we're going to check in.
All right, reading Dwayne Bowe is checked in, so feeling automatic, you guys can talk it out.
This was all Dave.
Yeah, Tim, I think this is the new guy. I know Djokovic is still kind of lingering, but Alcaraz kind of has his number recently. So yeah, I believe this is Carlos Alcaraz, which is what we'll check in with.
All right, and reading Dwayne Bowe, what'd you guys have?
We also checked in with Alcaraz, and Djokovic may be as old as David by now. So having his number is not as impressive as it was a few decades ago.
Yeah, Alcaraz, there was that Onion article about him having a bad haircut and having to get disqualified. So,
all right, well, both teams are getting points because correct answer is Carlos Alcaraz. Alcaraz achieved the career Grand Slam at 22 years and 272 days old, breaking the 88-year-old record set by Don Budge, who was 22 years and 363 days. Alcaraz already has 7 Grand Slam singles titles, the most by any man through the age of 22. So, yeah. Let's move on to haiku 4. At 40 years old, oldest men's career Grand Slam, 53 Open.
Oh, God. David was ancient when this was going on.
Okay, well, Josh, I think we're good to check in.
All right. Reading Dwayne Bowe is checked in, so feeling automatic, you guys can talk it out.
Yeah, we were talking about it and wondering if maybe this was kind of a trick question instead of breaking away from the tennis aspect. So I'm thinking this might be golf. That makes more sense for the champion, or rather the Grand Slam at 40, because I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think a tennis player could win it.
Yeah, as Carlos Alcaraz is crushing it at 22, right? Yeah. Yeah. So thinking of old golfers, around that time, I mean, you put Sam Snead, the first person that came to my head in terms of just like overall skill around then was Ben Hogan, but I'm not super confident on golf, to be completely honest.
I know a lot of the old time names like Gene Sarazen and Sam Snead and Ben Hogan sounds like a good one.
All right,
I'm fine. I'm fine going with that.
Works for me. We'll check in with Ben Hogan.
Okay. And reading Dwayne Bowe, what did you guys have for an answer?
Yeah, so you've got two guys that did it really early, and then three guys that did it pretty close together, and then two guys that are modern. And it's too late for Sarrazin, but I think it's just right for Ben Hogan. So we checked in with Ben Hogan.
Both teams are getting points. Correct answer is Ben Hogan. And Hogan is tied for fourth with Gary Player for the most men's major championships won with 9. All right, after the first quarter, well, we don't have a tie, which I was expecting would happen, but we don't because a brother was given as an answer for question number 1. So we do have reading Dwayne Bowe at 75 and feeling automatic at 100.
We wanted to let you know that we are on Patreon if you'd be interested in supporting us financially. Your contributions will be used to help us cover the costs that it takes to bring you the high-quality sports trivia you have come to expect from us. There's also some great perks that come with the Patreon membership to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, including bonus episodes and Benchwarmers swag. You can find us at patreon.com/benchwarmerstp. Thanks.
But luckily enough for reading Dwayne Bowe, and I don't think this has happened in a second quarter, today's second quarter will be Lucky 7.
Lucky 7. For this quarter, there will be 3 lists containing 7 items. The team that is trailing coming into the quarter will choose the first list and attempt to identify the items on that list one at a time. If the team has an incorrect guess, the other team can attempt to finish out that list. The other team will select the second list, and whichever team is trailing after the first 2 lists will get the third list. Each item is worth 10 points.
What?
Just how we drew it up, Josh.
What? We threw that D and L in there.
Come on.
We threw the L in to get the D. That sounds wrong.
Little did you know. All right, well, here are the 3 possible lists. Each has either a note or a hint to go along with it. List number 1 is the career money leaders on the Live Tour as of August 2025. And note, these figures include all prize money won by the golfers, including individual winnings, team earnings, and bonuses earned based on their finish in the individual and team standings. It does not include other money earned as part of their contracts with their teams and Live Golf. So this is just prize money, not what the huge cash they got for going. List number 2, the most recent unique U.S. Open men's singles champions. Hint, 15 players have won since 2000. And list number 3, I threw this one in because, as I mentioned earlier, that Tim is an old school supporter of ours, and I know his favorite team. So list number 3 is the most prolific NHL goal scorers who played for the University of Minnesota. So reading Dwayne Bowe, since you guys are trailing, you will get to pick the first list that you would like to attempt. So why don't you take a moment to discuss that?
Okay, we're going number 1.
Yep. Go Live.
Reading Dwayne Bowe is going to try to identify the career money leaders on the Live Golf Tour as of August 2025. So why don't you guys take some time and get your list together.
Josh, I think we're gonna check in.
All right. Well, feel free to start giving me your list one by one of those money earners on the Live Golf Tour.
I'm sticking with last names and starting with Rahm.
John Rahm is number 1. He has earned $74.98 million in prize money.
And then Neiman.
Joaquin Neiman, $68.55 million. He's number 2.
Okay, then DJ. We'll just say Johnson. How's that?
That is allowable for this one.
Okay.
Dustin Johnson, DJ Johnson, sure, whatever you want to go with. He's number 4 on the list with $60.89 million earned.
The French guy that he was once called, Bryson DeChambeau.
Bryson DeChambeau is number 5 on the list, $47.61 million earned.
I'm calling a mini audible here and going with Gooch.
Taylor Gooch is number 3 on the list.
Okay.
He's earned $66.45 million.
He was on my list. I just did him earlier than this next guy, which was Sergio Garcia.
Sergio Garcia is number 8 on the list. He has earned $44.68 million. So there are still 2 names that can be identified, possibly by feeling automatic. So if you guys want to take a moment to brainstorm a couple names.
Okay, we didn't think about this at all.
Not one bit. I didn't follow Liv at all.
I know Brooks Koepka is or was there. I'm pretty sure he still is. I'm not quite the golfer aficionado that my brother is, but do you want to try Brooks Koepka maybe?
Sounds good.
All right, we'll go with Koepka.
Brooks Koepka is number 7 on the list. He has earned $44.71 million. That's right, only 30,000 more than Sergio, but that is still more. So you are correct with Brooks Koepka, so that leaves number 6. If you can identify him, you'll get 20 points.
Okay, what other live golfers? Mickelson? Is he still there, or is he gone?
Oh, didn't he come back?
I do not know. They took most of the names that I could have gotten, because let's be honest, I was really excited to say Gooch, but that's really all I had in terms of anyone left. Do you want to just throw a Lucky out there? I know we already had a Lucky Johnson. Do you have any other basic name?
I can't think of a lucky golf name.
All right.
They're all so unique.
Well, let's take Mickelson. I mean,
All
we
right.
got one. It's better than nothing, right?
Right.
So we'll go with Mickelson.
Unfortunately, he is not in the top 10.
Uh-oh.
If you guys would have gone with the only lucky last name that's ever worked on this podcast,
Lucky
gone
Smith.
with a Lucky Smith,
Yep.
you would have been correct, because Cameron Smith is number 6 on the list. He has earned $47.25 million. Patrick Reed is number 9, and Brandon Grace is number 10. So
Where's Liv Tyler on this list? Not at all. Okay, sorry.
Liv Ullman. If I can't have you, I don't want nobody, baby.
okay, so well then that means we now, feeling automatic, you guys get to take your shot at either of the other 2 lists. So either the U.S. Open men's singles champions or the NHL goal scorers from the University of Minnesota.
All right, Tim, what do you feel? I know you got 5. I think I got a couple more on the tennis one. Because like I said, I'm no help for you on
Right.
the hockey, which at that point, do you think they'll be good for the hockey?
Not even. I mean, I'm confident on those 5. Maybe I think I'm confident in 4 of the 5. I mean, do you think you have a couple more tennis ones?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do tennis, and then
Okay.
we should be able to come back then to hockey. So
All right, we'll do that. We'll take the tennis, U.S. Opens.
All right. Well, take yourself a few minutes to put together your list of who you believe are the most recent unique U.S. Open men's singles champions.
yes,
All right, we can check in.
All right. Feeling Automatic is going to try to identify those U.S. Open men's singles champions. So go ahead and give a name when you're ready.
I believe the first one is Carlos Alcaraz.
Carlos Alcaraz, his most recent was 2025. So he's number 1 on the list.
Then I believe last year would be Yannick Sinner.
Yannick Sinner is number 2, correct, 2024.
Then in 23 would have been Djokovic's 4th.
Yes, 3rd on the list. His most recent in 2023 is Novak Djokovic.
Then I believe at the beginning of the 2020s, it is Daniil Medvedev's.
He is number 4 on this list. Daniil Medvedev won in 2021.
Okay. I Don't know when he won it, but Nadal's got to be on this list.
Number 6 on this list is Rafael Nadal. He most recently won in 2019.
That's going to make it hard for the 7th name. But at 6, I believe Wawrinka, I can never say his name. Stan Wawrinka. Blah, blah.
Stan Wawrinka is 7th on this list. He won in 2016.
Okay.
So that leaves number 5. It's the only one left.
I was saying to Tim, I am not confident on the person in between Medvedev and Nadal, which of course it's that 2020 year. So I just put Cilic.
Marin Cilic is number 8 on the list. He won in 2014.
Yeah.
So that means that, reading Dwayne Bowe, you guys can try to identify the one player left on the top list at number 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can get another name inside of that.
2020 is what we're saying here, maybe?
Federer really didn't win one until like in the 2010s at all.
So if we're going to that late,
is there a Lucky Smith in tennis? It's Federer usually.
Right. Lucky Federer.
A lucky Federer.
Was there
Sorry,
another?
I took the lucky Medvedev off the board.
Did, yeah.
Was there another like German or Polish or Russian? I thought there was another Russian, like who was like Medvedev or something like that, Ukrainian or something like that.
Honestly, all the names that I had thought of, they took all of them. So I'm really at a loss. If it's not like, I know Andy Murray won one, but I think it was outside of this window.
It was earlier than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I've got
Ink, but we could certainly guess that because we got a point with
Sure.
Murray earlier. So
True.
maybe this is Murray from
Yeah.
Flight of the Conchords.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go with Murray. Why
Sure.
not?
Sure. Murray.
Number 9 on the list is Andy Murray. He won in
close.
2012. So Josh, you were in the right realm of countries. He is Austrian.
I knew it.
And his name is Dominic Thiem.
Oh,
There
lucky
it
Tim.
is. That was such a random year because he beat
THIEM or something. That's how-
THIEM, correct.
Yeah.
he beat the German guy that was also a very random player in the finals.
So not bad. 60 points has been accrued in both of the first two lists.
Dominic Tim the Enchanter.
There are those who call me. I do have, if you can see back there, which you can't, there is a Tim the Enchanter Funko Pop.
Nice.
Fair enough. And we have Tim right here, and we didn't get it. Oh my God. So sad. It was just so Simplot for us to get. We didn't.
So, reading Dwayne Bowe, you guys are trailing, so you will get the first shot at identifying the most prolific NHL goal scorers who played for the University of Minnesota.
All right, just what I've been looking forward to is Minnesotan hockey players.
Yep. We'll see if Walling and Snyder can pick off a couple before Tim gets to rattle off some names. Oh, did I give my hint for that one? Did I?
Just hints.
Is it that they all went to Minnesota?
Oh,
Please.
no, the hint was none of the top 7 are active. That's the hint for that one. I don't know if I actually
sitting
said
on
that.
their couches, not even working out.
I know, yeah. Sounds like a lifestyle problem, really. You good with those 7?
I'm good with all 72 you just came up with.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
We'll check in, Josh.
All right. Reading Dwayne Bowe is going to do their best to identify some University of Minnesota goal scorers in the NHL.
Pick this up via too much Minnesota. I think Phil Kessel.
Phil Kessel is number 1 on the list. He scored 413 goals. And while he apparently isn't officially retired, he hasn't played since the end of the 2022-23 season. So I consider that not active.
True. Should talk to his doctor. And then the other name.
Funny thing is, he had testicular cancer.
Oh, well, that explained. That's not a funny thing, Tim. Come on now.
Exactly.
Um,
Funny. Huh?
the other guy that scored a lot of goals and went to Minnesota that I'm fairly sure was Zach Parise.
Zach Parise did not attend the University of Minnesota.
I thought he went to Minnesota.
No, he was a North Dakota Fighting Sioux.
Okay.
His dad was a longtime Minnesota North Star.
Yeah.
And involved in North Stars, but yeah, it was quite the
But you did name a Minnesotan.
Okay. Maybe that's what it is.
Hey, you got
We've
one.
got Minnesotans. That is one more than I kind of thought. that I
So
would get.
I'm impressed that Reading Dwayne got any correct. So good job. And now 2 through 7 are available for Feeling Automatic to steal.
Thanks, Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, for hashtag too much Minnesota for that one nugget, that 10 points you tossed me.
Hashtag too much macro soda.
All right, so I'm going to check. I'm going to start with Neil Broughton.
Neil Broughton is number 4 on the list. He scored 289 goals in the NHL.
I had that one.
Josh had that one. I want to throw that out there.
Thomas Vanek.
Thomas Vanek is number 2 on the list. He scored 373 goals in the NHL.
Blake Wheeler.
Blake Wheeler is number 3 on the list. He scored 321 goals in the NHL.
Kyle Okposo.
Kyle Okposo is number 5 on the list. He scored 242 goals.
That pause was too long there, Josh. Don't do that to me.
It's not Phil Housley. I mentioned this in the chat to Dave that he committed to the U, but he went right from high school to the pros. The next one I've got, he played forever in the NHL, so I feel like he's got to be up there. Reed Larson.
Reed Larson is number 6 on the list. He scored 222 goals.
And so we have how many left?
There is only number 7 is left.
Who you got?
I'm going to go with, I don't know how prolific he was as a goal scorer. I'm thinking Eric Johnson because he just retired. He had a 10-year career. I just don't know if he was that prolific of a goal scorer. That's the only thing I can think. Let's go with Eric Johnson.
There's the Lucky Johnson. There it is.
Eric Johnson is not in the top 12.
Yeah.
You still got 5. That's
You did
that's
get
what
5.
we need you for.
So number 7 is the brother of one of the others on this list.
Oh, is it Aaron Broughton?
It is Aaron Broughton. Aaron Broughton scored 186 goals in the NHL. Following that, and we have a couple of these guys are still playing. Eric Howla has scored 167 goals. Nick Bukestad, 163. And then Paul Holmgren, Trent Klatt, and Tom Chorsky finish out the top 12. So, very well done, teams.
I would not have gotten Aaron Broughton. I would not have gotten that one.
So if we just said Broughton, would we have gotten 2 on that? Or you?
No, I would have made you give me a first name.
There was actually 3 Broughtons that played in the NHL too.
There were 3. Yes, correct. So after the second quarter, we have the scores of Reading Dwayne Bowe is at 135. And Feeling Automatic is at 220. So for the moment, things aren't looking very good for the Snyder losing streak unless you're rooting for it to continue. But hey, there's still a lot of game left. And that brings us to halftime.
It is now time for the halftime show. There will be 3 entertainment questions, with each question worth 25 points.
It's time for another edition of Co-Pilot pre- and post-game.
Oh, God.
I asked Co-Pilot to make up plots for fictional movies based on a combination of 2 movies and or television shows, with at least one being about sports. Plot number 1. A washed-up ball club discovers its new owner has secretly recruited a roster of bizarre, half-mythic misfits, an invisible outfielder, a scientist who pitches experimental curveballs that defy physics, and a vampire who refuses to play day games. Their mission isn't just to win games, it's to stop a shadowy cabal using pro sports as a front for world domination. As the season spirals into mayhem, the team must learn how to work together, save the team, and maybe even clinch a playoff spot before reality collapses around them.
Oh, we can so check in.
Feeling Automatic has checked in, so reading Dwayne Bowe, you guys can talk it out.
First, I got stuck Walling thinking this was Mystery Men for the second part.
I was thinking the same thing.
No. This is the movie that made Alan Moore give up on Hollywood. Isn't that his name? Yeah. Major League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
And Feeling Automatic, what did you guys have?
Well, Alan Moore also had The Watchmen later on, so that's
but he only did that begrudgingly, and he hated what they did to League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and it is awful when you read the comics.
That is true. I watched the movie first. I actually enjoyed the movie, but I was also 12, I think. So we checked in with the same thing. Major League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Did Sean Connery give up movies after that? I feel like that might have been the one that
he did that terrible animated movie about the food industry. Don't watch it.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs?
The Jungle?
It's even worse than
Jungle?
that. It's so bad.
Right.
Dragonheart?
All right, well, both teams are getting points. Correct answer is Major League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Let's move on to plot 2. A high school hoops phenom discovers he transforms into a hyper-aggressive creature whenever his adrenaline spikes. A slick young finance hotshot notices his wild charisma and recruits him to pump up a shady sports investment firm. Soon the kid is juggling packed arenas, late-night parties, and a meteoric rise built on hype he barely understands. As his feral alter ego starts making reckless deals and dunking on rivals in both arenas and boardrooms, he realizes the real danger isn't the creature inside him, it's the predators in suits who want to profit from it.
We can check in, Josh.
Reading Dwayne Bowe has checked in, so Feeling Automatic, you guys can talk it out.
Oh man, I must be channeling my inner Mason right now because I'm getting these way faster than I have ever done in the past. This is Teen Wolf of Wall Street. We'll check in.
And reading Dwayne Bowe.
There were not nearly as many F-bombs in Teen Wolf as there were in Wolf of Wall Street. So this would be an interesting, how do you rate this movie? But yeah, we also said Teen Wolf of Wall Street.
Both teams are getting points. Correct answer is Teen Wolf of Wall Street. Good job, guys. Moving on to the third and final plot. A drifter with a hidden vampiric curse enters the Kumite, an underground fighting event where humans and creatures clash for power. Hoping to protect the small town he's come to care about, he battles charm casters, shapeshifters, and bruisers who don't stay down after a knockout. As he advances, he uncovers a plot to use the tournament to unleash a supernatural uprising. To stop it, he must decide whether to embrace the hunger that gives him strength or risk everything to fight as the man he wants to be.
We'll check in.
All right, Feeling Automatic is checked in, so reading Dwayne Bowe, you guys can talk it out.
I think we're agreed on Bloodsport here. The Kumite kind of gives that away, but my vampire movie, I'm stuck on Once Bitten, that 80s movie.
God.
Jim Carrey was in that.
Yeah. Like they only bite virgins. And then there's First Blood, but I don't think Rambo is a vampire.
I mean, maybe he was. Have we really thought that out?
Is this a TV is in the mix here too? Because I'm trying to think about whether there's some of those.
If you listened, I did say 2 movies and or television shows.
Oh, then it's True Blood Sport. That's it.
True Blood Sport it is.
Yep.
All right, and Feeling Automatic.
I'm gonna let the ringer answer this one.
I said to Tim the same thing. In all fairness, the True Blood part of this co-pilot plot is very little outside of vampire and small town. But we checked in with the same of True Blood Sport.
Well, both teams are getting their points. Correct answer is True Blood Sport. And once again, I can't vouch for how close the plots are. As a matter of fact, I had to have it include Kumite because everything else sounded like Mortal Kombat or maybe a Street Fighter kind of thing where I'm like, okay, I need to have it be, I needed Kumite to be in the actual verbiage. Otherwise, you guys might have not even got to Blood Sport. So, all right. Well, after halftime, we have scores of a reading Dwayne Bowe at 210 and feeling automatic at 295. Now on to the second half. Today's third quarter will be the missing link.
The missing link. This quarter will consist of 5 questions with theme-linked answers. The teams will attempt to answer the questions and guess the theme. Each question is worth 20 points. A correct guess to the theme before the 5th question will earn the first team 100 points. The other team can still earn 50 points with a correct theme guess. If neither team has identified the correct theme before the 5th question, both teams can still earn 50 points with a correct theme guess.
All right. Question 1 in the missing link. What infielder was a part of the 1984 and 1986 World Series championships? He also led the NL in home runs and RBI in 1991. And no, he is not a hotel magnate.
Oh, yeah, duh. Okay. Yep.
We can check in, Josh.
All right, reading Dwayne Bowe is checked in, so feeling automatic, you guys can talk it out.
Tim, how do you feel about that?
He's far down in the cave. Spelunk him out.
Can you hear me? Am I there?
You are coming in very weak.
Yes, but you have shrunk yourself.
Ground control to Major Dave.
Now I don't know what happened.
Can barely hear him, but
Okay, is that better?
Honey, I
so-
shrunk the Dave.
You're still very, very quiet.
All right, how about now?
Hey,
There
there
we
you
go.
go.
Okay. I don't know what is going on.
Quit
Rick
taking this
Moranis.
Thai
Rick Moranis.
soccer team into that cave, Dave.
Yeah, Rick Moranis aimed a laser at you, and then
Hey,
it
he's
just
back,
recently wore
everybody.
off.
Rick
Yeah.
Moranis is back.
Yes.
All right. All right.
This is Howard Johnson. If we're talking about a hotel person, it's Howard Johnson for sure. That feel good for you, Tim?
oh, absolutely it does. I was thinking like Hilton, Hyatt, Marriott. No, yeah. Howard Johnson's obviously the answer, yeah.
We'll check in with Howard Johnson.
All right, and reading Dwayne Bowe, your answer?
Yeah, I always liked that the colors of Howard Johnson match the Mets colors. It's just kind of nice, easy to remember him. So yeah, also check in with Howard Johnson.
Both teams are getting their points. Correct answer is Howard Johnson, and Johnson was inducted into the New York Mets Hall of Fame in 2023. Question 2 in the missing link. What Hall of Famer who won the NFL Most Valuable Player Award in 1956 was a play-by-play announcer and commentator for 27 years on Monday Night Football?
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yep. Duh.
All right, Josh, we can check in.
All right, reading Dwayne Bowe has checked in, so feeling automatic, you guys can talk it out.
Tim and I were just talking it out, and we are feeling definitely not Don Meredith, but Frank Gifford. So that's what we're checking in with.
All right, and reading Dwayne Bowe.
Speaking of Chuck Bednarik, who was mentioned early on, who ended this guy's career with a pretty devastating tackle. Yeah, it's Frank Gifford.
Both teams are getting their points. Correct answer is Frank Gifford. Gifford married television host Kathy Lee in 1986, and both of them are 8-16ers like myself. Way better than those 8-5ers who are always on this podcast talking about their birthdays. So yeah, the theme-linked answers thus far are Howard Johnson and Frank Gifford. Moving on to question 3. What journeyman center out of Penn State, who played for 7 teams during his 10-year career, won an NBA championship as the general manager of the Denver Nuggets in 2023?
We're checked in.
All right, feeling automatic is checked in, so reading Dwayne Bowe, you guys can talk it out.
What you got, Walling?
This guy's daughter is in incredible volleyball player. She was a middle for Wisconsin last year, and she hit like 900 in the NCAA Final Four when we went and watched her, which is crazy for a middle. So anyway, it's Booth. Calvin, he's very ugly. He is in the Popeye Jones echelon of ugly NBA players. And I'm pretty sure this is him. So Calvin, don't call me Popeye Booth.
All right, and feeling automatic, what did you guys have for an answer?
Speaking of all ugly NBA, it all starts and ends with Mike McKeskey from the Bucks. It doesn't get
taking a
much.
shot at your teammate here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, we checked in with Calvin Booth. I can only think of two centers from Penn State. It's him and the other guy, John. He was like the first NBA player to come out as gay. I can't think of his name, but anyway, we checked in with Calvin Booth.
Amici, right? Or
That's it, John Amici. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, both teams are getting their points. Correct answer is Calvin Booth. Booth, while playing for the Supersonics, had 10 blocks against the Cavaliers on January 13th, 2004, while playing only 17 minutes. The only player to achieve 10 blocks in less time was Manute Bol, who had 10 blocks in 15 minutes in a 1988 game. The theme-linked answers thus far are Howard Johnson, Frank Gifford, and Calvin Booth. Moving on to question 4 in the missing link. What Hall of Fame head coach led the Portland Trail Blazers to their only NBA championship in 1977? I would not have recommended seeing him if you had been feeling ill.
Ooh, we can check in on this one.
All right, reading Dwayne Bowe with a quick check-in. So feeling automatic, you guys can talk it out.
I'm pretty confident this is Dr. Jack Ramsey.
All right, and reading Dwayne Bowe, what did you guys have for an answer?
The fabulously sport-coded Dr. Jack Ramsey.
Once again, both teams are getting their points. Correct answer is Dr. Jack Ramsey. Ramsey obtained his doctorate in education from the University of Pennsylvania in 1963. The themed-linked answers thus far are Howard Johnson, Frank Gifford, Calvin Booth, and Dr. Jack Ramsey. I will give the teams a couple of minutes to see if they would like to submit a theme guess before we move on to question 5. Let's move on to question 5 in the missing link. What wide receiver who was drafted in the 4th round of the 2022 NFL Draft out of Nevada signed with the New England Patriots for this upcoming season?
We can check in.
All right, feeling automatic has checked in. So reading Dwayne Bowe, what you guys have? You guys can talk it out. That's what I meant to say.
I think Dave just waited to check in to try to throw us off the scent a little bit.
It's that guy with the really, really big helmet, right?
Yes, he is. Big head mode. He's constantly enabled big head mode.
He's playing NFL Blitz in real life.
He is. He's the other guy on their team with their giant helmet. Because doesn't Matthew Golden also wear a giant helmet? I feel like they've got multi-giant helmet guys. Well, not a Packers problem anymore. Romeo Doubs is who we were thinking of. So we'll check in with that.
All right, and feeling automatic, what did you guys have for an answer?
We said the exact same.
Well, both teams are getting their points because the correct answer is Romeo Doubs. In week 4 of the 2025 season against the Dallas Cowboys, Doubs caught a career-high 3 receiving touchdowns in the 40-40 tie. So the theme-linked answers are Howard Johnson, Frank Gifford, Calvin Booth, Dr. Jack Ramsey, and Romeo Doubs. One team has submitted a correct theme guess, but it did come after the 5th question. So I will allow Feeling Automatic to talk out what they believe is the theme, and hopefully they get there.
Yeah, hopefully.
If it's comics, I for sure gonna be no help.
I mean, that's my only thought is maybe like Calvin and Hobbes or something like
Well,
that.
I was thinking that too, like Calvin and Hobbes, and Frank and Ernest was a comic. I just can't think of comics that are like Romeo or Howard.
Yeah. I unfortunately can't see anything. Oh, no.
I mean, it's got to be the first names. I mean, Romeo and Juliet,
Frank,
Romeo,
Calvin.
Alpha Romeo.
Unfortunately, Tim, I'm not seeing it.
No, it has, because there's no way it can be the last names. It has to be the first names, and I'm just, none of those names are jumping out at me. And it's probably going to be some like something current or something because I'm old.
Yeah, well,
Calvin
now I'm feeling
Klein?
60, so
Right. Howard, Frank, Calvin Klein, Frank. I literally have nothing.
oh, could it be like famous pairs, right? Like Calvin and Hobbes, Romeo and Juliet.
Jack and Jill, Howard and Maude, the movie. How about like male half of favorite couples, of famous couples? I don't know.
Oh
Or just
God,
famous couples, part of famous couples. I don't know.
it's gonna be right there for us as soon as we say it. But I got nothing. Which one do you want to check in with?
Famous couples.
All right, we'll go with famous couples.
All right. Well, to put you out of your misery, I will let reading Dwayne Bowe let you guys know what the theme is.
First of all, it's Harold and Maude.
Harold and Maude, yes.
But the last one, if it's the giveaway, Romeo. Yeah, Romeo and Juliet, you had it there. Just think about films with Romeo and Juliet. Who might have portrayed Romeo in said film?
Leo DiCaprio.
Yep, with Frank Abagnale and Jack from Titanic. And you're going to have to tell us, Bohmbach, who Howard and Calvin are, because I don't remember.
I will.
Howard is the aviator.
All right. So
Howard Hughes.
Howard Hughes, yeah.
So yes, the correct answer is these are Leonardo DiCaprio characters. So Howard was Howard Hughes from The Aviator. Frank is Frank Abagnale Jr. from Catch Me If You Can. Calvin is Calvin J. Candy from Django Unchained. Jack is Jack Dawson from Titanic. And Romeo is Romeo Montague from Romeo plus Juliet. Yeah, you kept saying Romeo and Juliet, and it's like, oh, you're so close. Don't.
And I was even thinking about Jack from the Titanic, and oh, yikes.
You just let him go.
I would like to note that we also ran famous ducks and comic book characters as an option. So you were not far off of our conversation.
All right. Well, after the third quarter, we have some scores. Reading Dwayne Bowe is up to 360 points because they did get 50 points.
Yeah.
But Feeling Automatic still has the lead at 395.
Woo!
The fourth quarter.
The fourth quarter, known as Put Your Fours Up. This quarter consists of 4 categorized questions that the teams will wager up to 100 points each, not to exceed their current point total.
The categories for today are as follows. Question 1, Jack. Question 2, Rose. Question 3, Jack. Question 4, Rose. Because if anybody has seen Titanic, those are some of the only words that are spoken during the entire film. Jack, Rose, Jack, Rose, Jack, Rose. If you've never seen the supercut of all the times that they reference each other by their first names, it's like 20 minutes long.
This is just a tennis quarter again.
So, the question 1, Jack, is in reference to hockey. Question 2, Rose, is in reference to basketball. Question 3, Jack, is in reference to golf. And question 4, Rose, is in reference to football.
You had French girls. You could have written a really great question about Jewel of the Ocean.
It is now time for the teams to place their wagers.
We'd like to take a minute to invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Benchwarmers TP. We also have a Facebook group for fans of the show called The Bench. Join us there to comment on the latest episodes and interact with the rest of the Benchwarmers community. If you would be able to rate us on iTunes, Stitcher, or any other podcast app, we'd greatly appreciate the support so that other people may find this podcast. Thanks.
Now that the wagers are in, on to the questions. Question 1, in the category of Jack. For his overtime golden goal at the 2026 Winter Olympics, Jack Hughes was assisted by two of his teammates. Name either player.
We can totally check in.
Feeling Automatic has checked in, so reading Dwayne Bowe, you guys can talk it out.
Because it was kind of a breakaway goal, and I thought it was the goalie that started it. So that would be Hellebuck, and Hellebuck, aren't they on the same team?
They are definitely that is the right goalie. But I'm just trying to I'm trying to remember because I've seen that clip so many times. He gets it up to the right side to somebody maybe who starts with an L, who gets it over to Hughes, who one times it. So I only really see that one pass. So Hellebuck would make sense.
Yeah, I think that's. I don't know that I could name the other guy that he passed to, but I thought it started with the. I think I remember it starting with the goalie, and I believe that he got one assist on that, or got the assist on that. So, and it lines up with the clue about being on the same team, right?
Okay. So Connor Hellebuck, we're checking in
For 90 points.
All right. And Feeling Automatic, what do you guys have for an answer and a wager?
I spelled it terribly, but we said the same thing. Connor Hellebuck, 100 points.
Both teams are getting their points because one of the assists was credited to Connor Hellebuck and the other was Zach Werenski. So Hellebuck swept the puck behind the goal to Hughes first before Hughes and Werenski passed back and forth, leading to Hughes' game-winning shot. So you have a good memory that, yes, those were the only three guys to touch the puck on that game-winning goal. So
It's crazy. He also won the U.S. Open in 2014 or whatever. It was Wawrinka. Sorry, Wawrinka. My bad. Mixed them up. Yeah.
Wawawinka is what I said.
Brinsky and Hughes both played at Michigan.
Well, both teams got some points. It's still pretty close, 495 to 450. So, moving on to question 2 in the category of rows. What Eastern Conference player finished second in MVP voting but had the third most first place votes when Derrick Rose won the NBA MVP in 2011?
We'll check in.
All right, Feeling Automatic is checked in, so reading Dwayne Bowe, you guys can talk it out. Let me know your answer and your wager.
All right, so 2011. Who was in the finals that year? Feels like such a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Cavs, was that in the midst of LeBron going and losing all the time?
I mean, that happened for like 8 straight years.
Right.
But probably. I think that was. I don't think he was in the Heat yet, right?
No, that would have been the next year.
And was it the odd years the Spurs ended up winning the finals? So
Was 11 the No, that wasn't.
the year that Rose won the MVP, he got hurt, right? And then in the playoffs in the first round, they lost to the Sixers. Just the last memorable Sixers first round series win. But I don't know what else we got besides LeBron. That sort of feels like LeBron.
No,
But it feels like
no, wait. 06 was Heat over Mavs, so then 11 was Mavs over Heat. So then I always get 11 and 12 mixed up. So that would have been LeBron early in his first year at the Heat. And then
my third most first place votes. If that was the case, because that was his first year with the Heat, would it have been like Dwayne Wade? Because he wouldn't have gotten as many first place votes as he was kind of playing second fiddle to LeBron, but played pretty well that season.
The only other one I'm thinking of is it's Eastern Conference player, right? So could be Dwight, because that was peak Dwight.
You feeling Dwight?
I like Dwight
Your
better
gut?
than LeBron, yeah.
Because
I think LeBron kind of took a knock because he took the easy route out and did not have he had a good season, but he was garbage in the finals.
Right.
Not that matters. I feel like that's peak Dwight time. He won a couple around there, right? So And okay, game theory. Is LeBron James going to be an answer to a fourth quarter question?
No.
Okay.
But Dwayne Wade might be
Okay.
because of the trickiness. But and would we feel bad as Dwayne, whatever we are, not guessing Dwayne Wade? We could, go that way. But then there's a Dwight and Dwayne, and I'm so confused.
And Dwayne Bowe. is that I don't know if that's good because
My resources are dwindling.
my Dwayne power. All right. Well, you
thought I
want to
saw-
flip a coin?
Sure. You got a coin?
I don't, but I do have a Coke Zero cap. And so
Oh,
if you need a
Flip
coin,
it.
I have a coin.
okay. Heads, what do you want? Heads Dwayne, tails Dwight. If we go
Yeah,
alphabetically?
sure.
Okay.
Go for it.
Josh, you got it.
Oh, Josh has got it. I thought you were going to
Yeah.
get a cap. Because, it's probably not.
Tails.
All right, Dwight. The universe has spoken. Therefore, we must go with Dwight Howard for 90 points.
Okay, and feeling automatic. What'd you guys have for an answer in a wager?
This is one of my favorite MVP years of all time. And I'll tell you why. One, LeBron should have won, first of all, but they gave it to Derrick Rose. But Derrick Rose also had that injury that was going on, and there was a mad rumor that he got injured with a sex swing, which is awesome. Just so freaking hilarious. But that was debunked, unfortunately. But yeah, we went with Dwight Howard as well for 100 points.
Well, the coin worked out well for
Yes.
reading
Yes.
Dwayne Bowe because both teams are getting their points because the correct answer is Dwight Howard. Rose received 113 of the 121 first place votes. Howard finished with 643 MVP points and 3 first place votes, while LeBron James received 4 first place votes, but only 522 MVP votes. And Kobe Bryant received the only other first place vote. So the reason I put in about the, less first place but finished second was you might get to the LeBron maybe got more first place votes but
Yeah.
didn't have as many total points. That was why I put that in, and the coin worked out in your advantage.
Would have been crazy to know what the Coke Zero cap would have did.
It would have given us Gilbert Arenas.
By the way, this was the return of the Stranger Things coin, where the upside down was tails, and that was what got flipped. So,
All right.
For what it's worth, I just flipped the Coke Zero cap, and it also was Dwight.
Oh,
all right. Well, the scores we have feeling automatic at 595 and reading Dwayne Bowe at 540. So this game is far from over. Question 3 in the category of Jack. Jack Nicklaus finished as a runner-up 19 times in PGA Major Championships. During these 19 majors, he lost to 2 golfers 4 times each. One has won 8 majors, and the other has won 6. Name both golfers. It's the fourth quarter, nothing easy.
True.
You got the name either on a hockey question.
We did.
We can check in, Josh.
All right, reading Dwayne Bowe has checked in, so feeling automatic, you guys can talk it out. Let me know your answers and your wager.
ooh. Okay.
Well, we're thinking that Tom Watson's one of them.
Yeah, that one just feels the most obvious, right?
And I was just trying to think of names of guys that used to, as Dave said, other old golfers. So I was like Tom Kite, Gary Player, Tom Weiskopf, Craig Stadler. Or what about did him and Greg Norman overlap a lot?
Again, golf ain't my stuff. I do know Nicholas better than like just the regular golf game, right? Just based off of name and stuff.
Right.
Well, who did he lose to in he had that stupid long playoff hole?
Johnny Miller? I don't think Johnny
Ooh.
Miller won that many majors.
No. Oh gosh. What is his name? God.
Speaking my language, Dave.
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to think. It was that early Open, the U.S. Open, right? In like the 70s, I think. All right. Well, which one do you feel confident, or like I should say, the most confident with?
I'm thinking of like 70s golfers. That.
Oh, whoa. Hold on. Bone Storm. It's the dude from The Simpsons. He had oh gosh. Lee Trevino.
Yeah, I said Lee Trevino.
Did you? Oh, I missed that one. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's who I'm feeling.
All right.
That's who beat him in the 18-hole playoff.
To check in with Watson and Trevino.
Because he was, yeah, let's do that.
All right. We'll check in with Tom Watson and Lee Trevino. Or we'll check in with Jalen Trevino.
95 points.
All right. And reading Dwayne Bowe, what'd you guys have for answers and a wager?
Well, I don't know why Walling let me lead him into a golf question. I think we're straight into the bunker here. Somewhere in the really rough. I don't even know what the terminology is now, but it's an albatross around our neck. I think we might have mixed up our Artie Palmer and our Jack Nicklaus time periods. So we ended up going with Sam Snead and Gary Player.
One team is receiving points. The correct answers are Tom Watson and Lee Trevino. Watson is the only golfer to win exactly 8 major championships. Trevino is one of 4 golfers to win 6 major championships. The others are Nick Faldo, Phil Mickelson, and Rory McIlroy. So if you knew the proper list of winners, Lee Trevino's really the only one who lines up properly where Jack Nicklaus would have been battling, finishing second. So Eric Walling is giving a very wincing look that
Josh and I do a very similar thing, which is mix up the Arnold Palmer and Jack Nicklaus timeline all the time.
Yeah, because Arnold came in just a little bit farther.
They
overlapped a little bit, but not
very small.
But not as much as you would think. At least not when Nicklaus was winning a lot. Right.
I don't know. I do the same thing all the time. I think, he's 50s and 60s. And then, oh, wait, no, that was Palmer. And Palmer's like, you caught the very tail end of him with Jack. So,
yeah.
Trevino's career took a big downturn after he got struck by lightning playing at Hazeltine in Minnesota.
At that point, he got really too much Minnesota.
Right. He got struck by lightning.
Was he the one who also said, speaking of being struck by lightning, that the safest thing to do in a storm is to take a 1-iron and stand in the middle of a fairway and hold the 1-iron up because even God can't hit a 1-iron?
Yes. I think
that's what got him.
Really damaged his back, I think, and it really he was never the same golfer after that.
You shouldn't have been drinking that Hazeltine.
Shouldn't have had that NES game.
All right. Well, the scores have gotten not so close. So let's just move on to the fourth and final question in the category of Rose. In 1947, the Rose Bowl began its traditional matchup of the conference champions from the Big Ten Conference and the Pacific Coast Conference, otherwise known as the Pac 8-10-12. Since then, the two conferences faced off 69 times at the Rose Bowl.
Nice.
Which conference was victorious most often?
We're ending on a coin flip?
You betcha. We already had a coin flip, so if you need me to pull out...
It used to be an entire category.
Yeah.
Kind of.
And a moose-bouche, if you will.
This is the last little dessert thing. It's like the mint that makes the guy blow up at the end of the Monty Python's The Meaning of Life.
No, I couldn't possibly eat anymore. Not even a wafer thin meat.
We'll check in.
All right, Feeling Automatic has checked in, so reading Dwayne Bowe, you guys can talk out this 50-50 question and let me know your answer and your wager. And if you need another coin flip, let me know.
Flip the coin. Flip the coin.
My knee jerk is the Big Ten. Let's go through each one
Yes,
Try to
every
remember.
single team and conference. 1948. Let's
In
remember
1948,
Okay.
let's go to 1949. And that was, nope, 1950 now?
Nope,
Okay.
nope.
Okay, we're going to have
Okay.
to change our tactic here.
Rutgers versus Arizona. I don't think that ever happened.
Northwestern versus...
You really feel like it's the Big Ten? We got some Big Ten people on the other side here. I feel like we should make them happy with that.
I mean, who from the pack?
USC.
Yeah, that's it,
won
right?
a bunch, right? But can you think of any of them? Washington, a few
Washington.
here, and then
As they say in St. Louis.
every now and then in Oregon for those people that like them.
Ah, yes. Occasional Oregon, our favorite podcast.
Occasional
that isn't
Oregon.
The
Howard, the
Benchwarmers.
Oregon Duck.
Okay, I think Big Ten. I would go with Big Ten anyway.
Yeah, I'd go with Big Ten. And when I flipped to Coke Zero Cap, it also said Big Ten on the top of it. So
All right.
I think that's good.
For how many points?
Doesn't matter, but 90 also.
All right. And feeling automatic, what was your answer and your wager?
Well, I told Dave, I know like Minnesota, we won like 4 Rose Bowls in the 50s. And I just feel like from the 50s to the 70s, the Big Ten was dominant in that. So we also checked in with the Big Ten.
For how many points?
100.
Well, neither team is receiving points because the correct answer is the Pacific Coast Conference. Those Pac teams have won 36 times versus the Big Ten's 33. So it was close. And actually, in this time frame, Minnesota only went to 2 Rose Bowls and won 1. The team that has went the most and won the most was USC. They went 24 times and won 17. Washington went 11 times and won 7. Michigan went 18 times but only won 7. Ohio State's gone 15 times and won 9. The best percentage of appearances and wins is actually Michigan State. They've won 4 of 5. But yeah, so it's pretty close.
I told Dave in the text, I do remember like in the 80s, I feel like there was always a dominant Big Ten team and they would lose to the Pac-10.
Yeah, so they're like the when I was looking through and starting, the end of the 40s and through the 50s was highly dominated by the Big Ten. When you get into the 60s and 70s, that's when I think USC had a bunch of really good teams. So it's pretty close, right? You're talking about 3 games difference. But yeah, I think Minnesota, didn't they win their championships even earlier?
Yeah, they might
in
have been
the 40s.
Yeah.
So I only started really looking at when they made the traditional matchup, and then I took out all of the other ones more recently where one of the teams wasn't from either of the conferences. So
Well, there's difference too between we won 4 national titles. We didn't necessarily win 4 Rose Bowls.
correct, we didn't necessarily right. So that that brings the game to a close, and here are the final scores. With 360 points, we have Reading Dwayne Bowe. And our clipboard captains of the game, who are receiving the coveted Rob Stauber Award with 590 points, is Feeling Automatic. For those who don't know, Rob Stauber is a Golden Gopher hockey legend who won the 1988 Hobie Baker Award.
First goalie ever to win it.
First goalie to ever win it. Correct. So, Tim, is there anything that you'd like to say before we call it a night?
No, it was great. It was great meeting Dave. I've heard Dave a million times. It was fun to finally see what he looks like, and he looks like I thought. And I mean that in a positive way.
Okay. You trailed off there, so I wasn't quite sure.
That means I look worse than you thought. But anyway,
Exactly. No, this was really fun. I'll be honest, I was looking forward to playing, but I just had a feeling I wasn't going to do very well because I know a lot of times, again, I just don't watch current sports. And if there was like an all old guy episode, I would probably do really well, like 70s, 80s. But this was really fun. I appreciate you guys having me on. I listen to every single show, and I enjoy being a Patreon member.
Well, we really appreciate that. And, the host maybe knows you a little bit and maybe threw a few things at you, knowing that more of the modern isn't really your jam. So,
Yeah, we should, because Josh and I have known each other for like 30 years. Like it's been like that long now because we're part of a civic organization together. So we've known each other. It's not that we see each other. We've seen each other for 30 years straight, but we've known each other for like 30 years.
Yep. So yeah.
Yeah, if you've seen each other for 30 years straight, that'd be a little.
Not there's anything wrong with
odd.
that.
It's a really long staring contest.
We still don't have a winner yet.
Well, it's off to the glue factory with me, fellas.
Oh no.
Just make sure you use me in some kind of tasteful woodwork, with what's his name? Ron Swanson makes in his spare time.
I mean, I think we'd make a bench out of you, is my guess.
An
Yeah, there you
old
go.
wooden ship.
Decoupage.
This week on New Yankee Workshop, we're going to make a new bench out of
Can we glue together David's microfiche?
All right.
It's been broken for a while now.
David didn't take that many shots. A couple early, and then now just a shot.
We
Don't worry, we
really
ended
got
with
our
a
licks
shot at
in.
David, just not the one you think.
We got our licks in the last time I was on.
Oh no,
I
remember. I remember. I was feeling bad for him while the recording was happening. It's like, oh boy.
I would like to play with David to have like an all old guy versus young guy game.
So you and David versus Marcus and Mason.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
There you
me,
go.
actually.
Are you younger than?
Are you
Yeah.
the second youngest?
I'm the second youngest.
He may
Marcus,
feel 60.
I also look much older than what I actually am. Again, I told you I'm the one that's going to be taking shots at the end of this pod. But it's true. I think Marcus actually has like 2-3 years on me.
Huh. Well, thank you again, Tim, for joining us. And on behalf of Walling, Dave, Snyder, I have been and will continue to be Bohmbach. And we'd like to say thanks for listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. Until next time, we'll keep the bench warm. And it might have to from Snyder.
That ball hit high and deep. Stretch. Get on back there. They look up. You can put it on the board. Yes.
The pitch from Matt Silvano. A drive deep to right field. Down the line. The Mariners win this game 2-1. The dream lives. They're going to the playoffs. The drought is over. Cal Raleigh. Wow. Hey now.
Want more trivia? Follow us at Benchwarmers TP on all social platforms for more sports facts and trivia. That's at Benchwarmers TP.